Nice to have you with us on this busy afternoon as we talk to you about what's going on as far as the world of sports is concerned. Here's Mike in Orange County, California, and he says hello. Mike, good afternoon. How are you today, pal? What's going on?
Chris, how are you? Hour and 15 minutes. It's a record for being on hold, but you are on fire today, my friend. You are unbelievable. By the way, I got a few quick things to cover, so give me a little
Go ahead.
here. By the way, Steve, he sounds extremely tired. I know if
Yeah,
he
he sounds flat. Sounds flat.
Huh?
Sounds flat. He sounds flat today. Sounds flat.
He does. By the way, if Steve was working the phones, I wouldn't get on. Thank God for Eddie. Let me tell you about the Hornaceck firing. It sounds just like Lane Kiffin. Remember Lane got fired at LAX by Pat Hayden before they got on the team bus? Lane had to get a ride back to USC to get his car. I always root for a team, always against a team like that does it to a coach. Even though I'm a big UCLA guy, terrible with SED to Kiffin to fire him right on the tarmac.
Yeah, well, Kiffin had been there a long time. I mean, Kiffin was going to go. I don't, Kiffin bailed out on Tennessee. I don't feel sorry for Kiffin. Hornacek deserved better. It wasn't his fault. Team stinks.
Of course he does.
Team stinks. I mean, nobody had his support. They're calling up Fizdale 2 weeks before the season is up to see if he's interested. I mean, then Hornacek found out about that and got all upset, rightfully so. I mean, here it is. You're undermining me with the team. 2 weeks to go in the season, you're calling up for my replacement. That was not done professionally. Knicks did not do a good job here. Bottom line is, now they did a thorough search, so you want to go crazy there. They made sure they talked to a million people. But, to me, they could get, again, I don't want to keep on bringing up Red Auerbach's name. They can get him to coach the team. Team stinks. There's nothing there. Porzingis is actually a little overrated. There's nothing there. He's a good player, not a great player. They make him sound like he's a great player. He's not. He's a good player. And the Knicks are going nowhere fast. And, I don't mind Fizdale taking a job. But on the way in, don't tell me you're dreaming the best place in the world to coach is New York City when you're from Los Angeles. Don't tell me that, will you please? You grew up on the East Side. You grew up in the Bronx. You grew up in Brooklyn. You want to sit there and you want to talk about and you want to wax poetic and good call, Mike, about the greatness of 8th Avenue and 33rd Street. I'll let you get away with it. That's fine. You got New York roots. I got no problem with it. Not when your roots are in Los Angeles, all right? That I can't, or Miami. Don't start talking about New York City and the Knicks when you know nothing about New York. That drives me crazy when I hear that. That's just playing to the audience. You know what? We got a rebuilding job. Hopefully I can return the fire to Madison Square Garden. We know the enthusiasm is there, but we got a lot of work to do. Questions. That's it. Don't sit there and tell me this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I couldn't resist. Oh, stop, please. Couldn't resist. I guarantee you, I'll tell you something right now. If Golden State called him, you know what? He'd love Oakland. Trust me. If Golden State, if D'Antoni left and Houston called him, he'd be down there so fast we wouldn't know what hit him. So don't give me about the New York City thing. I mean, I would go to New York if my choices were the Suns and the Hornets too, or the Bucks. That drove me crazy. That I can't take. That bothers me. We continue. Here is Bobby in Virginia. He's with us here on Mad Dog Unleashed. Bob, good afternoon. How are you today? What do you have for me?
Hey, Dog. I was going to talk about the Yankee Sox a little bit, but wanted to get back to your point earlier. That 94 Rockets team was not as bad as you make them out to be. I know
the 95 team was much better, but go ahead.
Yeah.
94.
The 95 team was better because they had Drexler, but you had some key role players on that team that were pretty good. That kind of took the Knicks down. But Starks was terrible.
Well, I mean, you had on that team, you had Lewis Lloyd, you had Maxwell, you had Otis Thorpe, Kenny Smith. I mean, that is not a big. Robert Horry was a good player, but that's not a great basketball.
Sam Cassell.
All right, decent young player at the time. That's not a great team. That's not,
But the Knicks were not a great team either.
No, but the Knicks should have won that series. No, the Knicks were not a great team, but the Knicks should have won. They had a lead in that series. They got a tough call there in one of the games in New York. They had a lead there in Game 6. I thought the Knicks could have won that series easy. Could have gone either way. That was a toss-up series going in. The Rockets having the home court probably was the difference. Go ahead.
It made a big difference. So I'm a little younger. I'm in my mid-40s, so I was not really – I was a kid when the 70 Red Sox Yankees, but my remembrances when I was about 30 was the 2003 series, and that was the most intense series, 7 games. It was ridiculous. Just to see Rivera after they had won kind of grabbed the mound and in tears. It was almost like relief. You almost forget that they lost the series that year because those 7 games were so intense.
I agree. 100%, Bobby. You hit it right on the head. I think that actually hurt the Yankees. Remember, that game in 2003, Game 7 was on a Thursday night. They hosted, but Game 1 of the World Series was on Saturday night, and the Marlins won 3-2, and the Yankees never quite got their equilibrium that whole series. But you're right. The Yankees of 03 are remembered by Boone beating the Red Sox more so than playing the Marlins in the World Series. Here's Brad in Toronto. He's with us here on Mad Dog Unleashed. Bradley, good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm doing well. It was actually a good little lead-in when you were talking about the Knicks and Houston series from '94, because as what I'm about to say is proof positive. They wouldn't have even been in the series if Michael Jordan didn't retire. That's my issue that I'm having with the Raptors. I'm not a Raptors fan, dog, but it's a little annoying listening to people bash on them. Well, let's take a look at it this way. I can say that LeBron is top 5 player all time. People may disagree with me. That's fine.
You're right. Nobody's going to argue that.
Okay,
Nobody's going to argue that.
Okay. Well, he's definitely top. He's great. So you've moved that point. So how are you going to tell me that any Pacer fan, Cavalier fan, or Knicks fan could even sit there and half laugh, because Jordan did it to you for 16 consecutive years? So they don't need to be broken down. They are a 60-win team. They deserve to be looked at as recognized as a good team. Again, not a Raptor fan, but when you're dealing with a guy like LeBron who cannot be guarded by anyone in the league, what are you going to do? And Kevin Love decided to show up and play for the last 3 games. They didn't do a bad job. LeBron is just that damn good.
Yeah, no question. I think that's got, and they had trouble guarding Love. Good call, Brad. And again, I think the Raptors have overrated their talent. If you look at DeRozan, who's their best player, he is no better than the 25th best player in the NBA. Now, I mean, I know that sounds like that's ridiculous, but he's no better than the 25th best player. I mean, is he better than John Wall? He's not better than Lillard in Portland. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, there's 3 or 4 Warriors who are better. LeBron's better. Kyrie Irving is better. Gordon Hayward is better. Paul and Harden are better. Westbrook is better. Paul George is better. I mean, should I continue? There's a million guys. Donovan Mitchell might be better. I mean, there are Anthony Davis is better. I mean, Drew Holiday might be better. I mean, they got Simmons is going to be better. Embiid is better. I mean, there are so many players better than that. Horford might be better. I mean, their best player, who I think they think that backcourt is that important. This is not that good. DeRozan's an okay player. He's a borderline all-star because they take 1 million players to the all-star game. He's not better than the Greek. I mean, I give you 1 million guys. He's probably the 30th best player in the NBA. Maybe a little low, maybe 25th best. But you get the idea. And I think you got to start there when you're talking about the Raptors. And we didn't recognize that. Maybe we thought the supporting cast was better. Maybe we were blown away by the fact the Cavs were so spotty in certain spots, end of the regular season, and, of course, against Indiana. But, they have LeBron, you don't. And they have Love, who you can't guard. Well, there you go. They have role players, but you have role players. Tricky spot. Steve Torre is back. How was the Alex Torre graduation ceremonies, may I ask?
It was great, actually. Had a great weekend. Just a terrific weekend. It really was. A lot of fun. It's a world. If I had to do it over again, I know you're making fun of me, I probably would have gone a day earlier because, by the time I landed on Friday, it was like 7 o'clock, scramble. It's just, you're on your feet. You go to bed late. You get up early. It's just a whirlwind, not a lot of time. But it was fun, fast-paced, but it was great. It really was.
You had a good time.
Yeah.
How was the ceremony seeing her get that diploma?
That was good. Well, see, what happened was, so she went to the earlier one at the stadium with where there was like 35,000 people there, which we didn't. But at her individual school, we went to that one. You know what I mean? Where they announce your name. Because when you're at the stadium with that many kids, it's a big school. There was probably like over 9,000 seniors that graduated. So, when there was the families and everything, they don't announce your name at the stadium, but if you go to your individual school, whatever, your degree is from.
So it's a little impersonal.
Right. Well, I mean, they announce your name a little, and it's in a smaller venue. So we went to that one rather than she went earlier.
Well, that's the right move. That's the right move.
So it was good. It was the weather was good, most of the weekend.
And how about driving home?
That was tough. I mean, it's not a lot of traffic, but it's long. You got to stop a couple of times, so it's like you're in the car for about 13 hours, and it's when you do that, it's more mental than anything else. That's when it really gets you. You know what I mean? It's just long.
And Pennsylvania is endless.
Yeah, that's the longest part of the trip. That's that's a good 7 hours, really, part of the trip, I would say. You get through Indiana pretty quickly. You go through Ohio, Dayton, Columbus. Then you hit West Virginia a little bit, and then you get into western Pennsylvania, and then that Pennsylvania strip just takes forever, and it's just endless. And you think, mentally, you think you're almost home, and you're not even close.
Yeah, I got you.
But
yes,
it was.
How was Harvey and Ross?
It was nice. They had a good weekend. They're slowing down a little bit, but
Did you take everybody out to dinner on Saturday?
Well, not Saturday. Friday, when I got off the plane, Luke and I, we met everybody, and we went out for dinner Friday night. I met him at the restaurant, and Saturday, after the graduation ceremony, we had a party at the house that she lives in with her 4 other roommates and their families and friends. So it's not very nice. We had a good time.
Alex's boyfriend around? What's up with him?
Well, she has no. She's kind of
the kid from Fort Wayne.
No. That's old and long gone. Yes, that's. But she's.
Well, how about the kid from Westchester that you like? What was it? The golfer. What was his name?
Well, why are we bringing up boyfriends from the past? That's over. Yeah, move on. That's it.
Oh, I thought he was still in the mix. That's out too?
You didn't think anything. Stop. Hasn't been in the mix in a long time.
Well, all right. So you had the 4 couples there, and you had a nice time.
4 couples
on Saturday night.
She's got 4 other roommates.
Well,
so they're families and friends, and we had a big party at their house. It's good, booze, food, the whole deal.
Oh, you did. Excellent. Did you shed a tear when Alex got the diploma?
No tears, but I was. It was sad but exciting for Lauren. She's always crying about those kind of things, but I was excited for her. It's good. They're still there. I mean, they don't want. What you notice is they don't want to face reality. They want to squeeze it out as long as they possibly can.
I can't blame them. Yeah. I cannot blame them.
So they're hanging out there for a week, and she's coming home Saturday and starting work on Monday.
Starting work on Monday. And she's starting with MLB. Rob Manfred got her the job, right?
She's working for MLB, Major League Baseball.
Manfred. I called.
Nothing to do with Rob.
But, yes, it did. I called Manfred.
Of course, yes. Of course.
We got Alex in, but when I graduated in '82, I don't remember what I did for a week or two. I don't even remember how I got home. I mean, so it wasn't memorable. When you graduated a year later at Post, what'd you do?
Yeah, well, I graduated in '86.
Oh, '86.
Yeah,
okay.
So this is funny because I was thinking about this weekend. I was talking about it with people. I was the same way. I didn't want. I was bummed. I didn't want it to end. I was having too much fun. And I remember I stayed for a few days, and most of my buddies were on the lacrosse team, and they were Division I back at the time.
Right, I know.
And they got a bid to the NCAA tournament, so I got this. So they were there for another few days. So I hung out there, but then I think they played Rutgers in the first round, so they went the day before and stayed over. And I was basically on campus with like 2 people. There was nobody around, and all my buddies weren't there. It was the weirdest thing, and I just hung out. And then went to the game, saw them play, and then we all got back the next day, and then that was everyone. It was time to move on.
When did you go to Vermont?
Later that summer, yeah.
So what did you do for the?
Well, I worked at Sports Fund. I worked at Sports Fund when I was in college starting my sophomore year. So I was doing stuff for them.
You commuted in the city to do that?
Yeah, but it wasn't full time. It was part time. So I would get like 3 shifts a week, 2-3 shifts a week. And then I got the.
So
full-time
when I was
gig.
calling up for Giant scores at the bottom of the hour and a quarter of the hour, you may have been giving it to me.
Yes, I was. At the time, we had other markets too, so we didn't.
Andy Roth and company.
That's right. Howie Carpin, the great Howie Carpin.
You may have been giving me the Giant scores after 2.5, 4-1. I used to call that all the time.
Bob Papa was there. Bob Papa, Jack Curry, John Giannone, all of us.
999-1313, wasn't it?
That's right. Then it went to 976-1313. Yeah.
Okay, 976-1313.
Cangelosi, John Giannone, Papa, Jack Curry, myself.
Did you pick up the? Tom Moore asks. Did you pick up the tab, or did you let Harvey pay for the?
No, I picked up the tab.
You picked up? Well, it's at Wendy's. It wasn't that bad, right?
That's right. Well, now you get out 1975, you're in good shape.
No, I'm serious. Where was the dinner in Indianapolis or in
Bloomington? Yeah, in Bloomington. A place called Malibu Grill. Very good.
You had a good
jam-packed, but it was good.
You had a good time. All right. Well,
Yeah, it was a great weekend. It really was. It was quick. It's like I said, it's like a whirlwind. It's less than 48 hours.
We were all shocked you didn't work yesterday. I was surprised you didn't pop in, say hello.
Yeah, no. Not after driving and getting home close to 11 o'clock. I'm glad I took the day. I needed it. Trust me. And I got some things done.
Did you split the driving with your lovely
I did. Lauren took until we got to Pennsylvania, and then I took over. Yep. And then we heard the great Yankee comeback with John Sterling. Well, actually had a great call on the home run, except he was so stunned he couldn't say the Yankees win, the Yankees win.
I know. It was a little long-winded, that call.
Yeah,
I heard
but the actual play-by-play call of it was not, at his height. It was actually described well.
Yeah, it described it properly. I agree. We played that back on our TV thing.
By the way, David Price will not make his start tonight. You saw that?
Yeah, I just mentioned it. Well, what else in sports? We know tonight the 2 Game 5s. Nobody's going to give Utah. And Timmy was very upset Sunday with the Pelicans down 16-4. I couldn't talk to him all day.
I'm sure. That's his team.
Oh, God, was he upset. If you gave somebody a chance in Game 5 tonight, who would it be?
I would say Utah, only because they proved that they could win there before. But I kind of overreacted. I was really down on the Rockets after Game 2, but they did a nice job here these next 2 games.
They did. Would you be really annoyed if the Red Sox beat the Yankees twice?
Annoyed is strong because the Yankees have been so good. I mean, they're going to lose a series eventually. Obviously, you don't want it to be that within your own division. And anytime it's the Red Sox, I mean, I'd have to answer the question after it's over to see how the nature of the losses. Is that fair? Like if they blow a lead or something? That's fair. All right. Are you into the Nashville-Winnipeg Game 7 on Thursday? Yeah, it's 2 more days, right? There's some concert conflict. Justin Timberlake Wednesday night. Yeah, who do you think wins that 7th game? I got a weird sort of feeling that Winnipeg's going to win on the road. I don't know. Like I've been saying this all along about Nashville, that everything broke right for them last year. Listen to me, I'm a hockey expert. But I just thought that maybe this year they'd come up short, All right. But that was a hell of a win on the road last night. No, they did. They played well. 3 power plays for Winnipeg. Anything else I need to know about? Mark Ingram's out 4 games. Yeah, 4 games, yep. Substance. Manny Machado to the Cubs. Can you see that happening? Yeah, I mean, I think that makes more sense than a lot of other things, don't you? I mean, yeah, the Cubs would probably give up Addison Russell. Yeah. Which, you would do. And what do they do with Baez? They leave him at second base? Why not? But Baez has been playing shortstop. Is he going to be annoyed? Well, he played second base last night. Yeah, if you moved aside for Addison Russell, you could move aside for Manny Machado. That's how I look at it. Now, Russell, maybe they trade him. I don't know what they're going to do. Boy, it's amazing with my over-unders in baseball, Steve. I almost can tell you I'm going to go 3-2. Well, the Orioles, you're done. The White Sox, I'm done. Yeah, probably. The Dodgers, in good shape. Yeah, that's a win. Texas, under. That looks good. And Colorado over. Yeah. 82. Right now, it's funny. You're in May, and obviously a lot can happen, but that's if you had to put money on that, either going 3-2, seems like that would be the case. Indeed. All right. Good job, Mr. Torre. We'll see you a little later on, and good to have you back.